How to save money when you are broke. Making money alone in this economy is hard work, but having to save it when you have so little is a double challenge. So what is the best way forward for saving? Here are 10 ways how to save money when you're broke. 10. Tracking your money. We're all guilty of wasting so much money on several things that we lose sight of it. It could be money spent on things you don't actually need, like that t-shirt you saw at the store the other day or those brand new sneakers you saw on TV. In trying times like this, the best you can do for yourself is keep track of your costs. I'm talking about keeping track of your monthly expenses. The first step is for you to create a budget. That budget is basically your monthly spending plan that takes into consideration your earnings and expenses. You'll then do a follow-up on a daily basis to stay on track. If you fail to do this, you won't know when to stop spending. 9. Calculate your budget. You can start working on calculating your current budget after you are aware of how much money you earn and spend each month. What you'll have to do at first is to identify which costs are required and which ones aren't that necessary. I know it seems like the word budget keeps popping up, but it is crucial if you don't want to go bankrupt. A smart budget not only lays out the path for you to take to attain your financial goals, but it also serves as a lantern to brighten the path and keep you on track. So, on that budget, you should make room for essential expenses such as rent, utilities, groceries, and medication. Leave out the unnecessary items like clothing, entertainment, memberships, and video games. I'm sure you can survive without that latest PlayStation console. 8. Open another saving account. There is no such thing as having too many savings accounts. The truth is having more than one would eventually come in handy. I mean, there is no way of knowing when the next pandemic will occur. And there are so many obstacles out there that you're not only fighting the poor economy, but also nature. So keeping a backup savings account isn't a bad idea. As you can see, the best time to start building another savings account is right now. You're probably aware that one of the first stages in saving money is to open a savings account. However, having only one savings account may mean missing out on a few wonderful opportunities and rewards. Savings accounts all have the same purpose: to help you save money. Nevertheless, they are not all made equal. Check with your bank to discover what accounts you can open that will provide you with financial benefits. 7. Eliminate unnecessary expenses. Now, I know I touched on this at the outset, but the reason I keep harping on it is that spending money on things that are not absolutely necessary is one of the main reasons a lot of people go broke real quick. So, it is crucial that you reduce your money on those unneeded expenses today more than ever. Unless you stay in your mom's basement for free, walk to work, use a telephone instead of a cell phone, or have the social circle of a nun, there are surely some expenses that may be reduced. I know you don't want to give up your Netflix and Spotify premium subscriptions, or the early morning Starbucks run, or even happy hour with your friends. And you can't stay fit without my gym subscription. But at this point, you'll need to start making difficult compromises. The thing is, budget cuts that are first and typically most successful involve cutting wasteful spending. Although it will be extremely difficult, the more you forego, the more you'll save, and the quicker you'll achieve financial stability. Dining out, shopping trips, and club memberships that aren't absolutely necessary will all have to be cut out. Take it upon yourself to get rid of it, and your dream of financial stability gradually becomes achievable. 6. Reduce housing and transportation costs. You don't have to be an avid follower of current affairs to understand that times are hard. Many people have struggled as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, inflation, student loan debt, and a rapidly rising housing market over the past 10 years. The cost of commodities has risen, while housing and transportation costs have increased most significantly. Your home and transportation costs are probably the two most expensive items in your budget. What you'll need to do now is take a good look at it and decide if it is going to lead to your financial downfall. If the answer is yes, then I bet you'll be willing to make some adjustments. Now, if you're thinking about moving out, then you should be aware that the cost will likely be more than before. But if you insist, there are a ton of facts that you'll need to consider. You don't want to move out, get bankrupt, then move back in and start over. You must be certain beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can afford your apartment. So what you can do is to share expenses with a roommate, or you can even downsize to a property with a lower monthly payment. When it comes to the transportation aspects, you'll have to make the difficult choice of either getting rid of the vehicle. I mean, this automobile comes with a lot of expenses, so cutting back on them could save costs. You could fall back on public transport until the rainy days are over. That way, you'll save yourself money on repairs and fuel. 5. Grow your income. We'll get to that in a second. I have a favor to ask of you. If you like this video so far, please subscribe to the channel. Sometimes the answer to your problems are in the simplest of things. If your finances are so limited that just getting by is difficult, the obvious thing to do will, of course, be to find a way of earning additional money. And how can you do this? Well, you can start off with the obvious ones, like asking for a raise, finding a better paying job, or starting a side business. If your main job requires long hours and saps your energy, you can find passive ways to earn money. One idea is to rent out a room in your house. Another thing you shouldn't be sleeping on is the endless opportunities the internet has to offer digitally. The internet is and flowing with milk and honey. You can earn money from participating in paid surveys, offering freelance services, online marketing, and so on. There's also the alternative of providing services in your neighborhood. Feeding someone's pet and letting them run free in your yard is something you can do to make money. Now, I know that these types of jobs aren't appealing, but keep in mind that it is just for a while. The more effort you put into it, the faster you can turn your fortune around. 4. Automate your savings. Automating your savings is the simplest and most efficient way to save your money. What this means is setting up an auto transfer to save a part of your salary before it reaches your bank account. If your bank does not offer this option, you should make sure that you directly transfer a certain amount of your desire to your savings when you get paid. You can then use the remaining funds to pay bills and make luxuries once you've put some money aside for rainy days. Now, I know you probably think that you will have nothing extra to save, but don't let this way of thinking prevent you from implementing automated savings. Just put your heart into it, and it'll all be fine. 3. Sell unwanted stuff. When selling unwanted stuff, the adage "one man's trash is another man's treasure" has never been more applicable. You can actually make money by buying and selling inexpensive, commonplace objects, including things that you might otherwise throw away. There's money to be made in every nook and cranny of your home. What you only need to do is look for what to sell. If you have items in your closet that you never wear, pull them out and try some of the sites and apps for selling shirts online. Branded or vintage clothing is sometimes the simplest to sell, but other items may still fetch a good price. Even though the money will not sort out your rent or get you a new ride, it is still something that can help with minor expenses. 2. Challenge yourself. I know this might seem odd, but you can set for yourself a daily or weekly target of refraining from making any kind of purchases. Of course, you will have to pay for your food and the roof over your head. But I'm talking about those impromptu drive-thrus at coffee shops or the movie you just rented from Amazon. Over time, all of those little costs pile up and prevent you from saving as much money as you would like. Setting up no-spend challenges for yourself is one approach to being more conscious of your spending. Simply decide on 1 or 2 days during the week that you will refrain from making any purchases on any subject at any cost. That means no Starbucks coffee, no McDonald's, no unnecessary junk food, no nothing. If you often pay for parking or public transit for work, you might need to make arrangements in advance. You might decide on a day off from work or try to get a lift from a coworker. Making your life difficult just to occasionally save a few dollars is not the purpose, but instead, finding areas where you can make frequent cuts will help you save more money more quickly. 1. Buy used stuff or get free. I want you to look at it this way. Just as you can make money by selling your unwanted belongings, you can also save money by purchasing used goods from others. When you're too broke to save, you can save money by purchasing used clothing, like kitchenware, furniture, and other products, rather than paying full price at the shop. Thrift stores are an obvious way to find second-hand things at a fraction of the new price. There's also the early morning garage sales, where owners are eager to get rid of items they no longer need. You will definitely find stuff that will come in handy. Finally, when you're on the internet, make sure to look through the giveaway section of any site. They'll definitely ask for your email address, so set up an email alert so that you can receive notifications whenever the latest freebies are around the corner. So which option do you think will work for you? Will it be to sell unwanted stuff or buy items at cheap prices to help with your savings in these trying times? Let us know in the comments below.